For fans of Fallout, there are two games in particular that come to mind, especially for those that are fans of classic Fallout. One of them is UnderRail, and the other is ATOM RPG. Both games are much more inspired by Fallout 1 and 2. For those looking for something similar, you should definitely play both of these games. The Fallout-inspired CRPG UnderRail is getting a sequel called UnderRail 2 Infusion. So for people that loved the original two Fallout games, you'll see a lot to love here immediately. This is a deep CRPG with tons of mechanics to play with, turn-based combat that has a lot of customization and all sorts of different areas to explore and dig for loot. But it also has its own unique takes as well. It's not just a copy and paste job of everything that made Fallout great. They've emphasized that the game world is dynamic, which means the NPCs have their own daily schedules and things that they're doing. They can also move from area to area even if you aren't there, and that behavior isn't only for NPCs but also for creatures in the world. They can move around, go to different areas. The setting is pretty unique as well, since the entire world is in a post-apocalyptic state. The entire game takes place in the underground areas, not on the surface. You'll spend time scavenging through different places there, trying to find different resources. It feels a bit like the older Metro games in some ways, just in terms of the concepts of it, with different Metro tunnels that you'll spend time in and traveling through those as you go to different locations. The first game is very good, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they've upgraded everything into UnderRail 2. A release date hasn't been announced, so we'll have to wait a bit for this one to release. In the meantime, you can play the second game I want to highlight here. ATOM RPG is a CRPG that is also very clearly inspired by Fallout, but this time you explore the Soviet wasteland. That gives it a bit of an interesting setting, with nods to parts of Eastern Europe. There's a lot of dark humor here, so if you're a fan of that from the Fallout games, you'll feel right at home. It has very similar systems to the first two Fallout games as well, with a turn-based combat system and action points, and you have to make use of the skill system to get through various parts of the game, so having points and different skills can open up new dialogue options and alternate routes of progression. It's a very choice-based game. You'll have to decide the route that your apocalypse scavenger will go through, who they'll decide to team up with, or who they'll decide to kill. It's really up to you what you want to do in this one. The great thing about ATOM RPG is that it's out right now. It's usually pretty cheap, and it's well worth the price. Not only that, but it has a standalone expansion that is basically just a sequel in ATOM RPG Trudograd. Trudograd expands on everything that made the game fun, feels even more polished. I think that one of the big things that can make or break this sort of Fallout style of RPG is tone and the presence of moments that break things up. I could see it being fun to just, run around, explore a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but all of the random encounters and quirky characters is what really makes ATOM RPG and its sequel shine. But on the other side of that is UnderRail, which is much more focused on the exploration and gameplay side of things. It uses other sorts of gameplay elements to break things up. Things like secrets and hidden passages and various things in that environment to explore. In UnderRail, you aren't going to be constantly running into NPCs outside of settlements, but when you do, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you'll meet someone that they'll just want to talk to you, potentially trade for goods. Sometimes you'll run into somebody and they'll just straight up try to kill you immediately. The mystery and potential rewards of what you'll find makes you want to keep going. From what they've said and the gameplay that we've been shown, the sequel UnderRail 2 will also embody that when it comes out. But even though UnderRail does lean in that direction, more towards gameplay, it does still have major settlements. There are places where you can meet various NPCs to get new quests or find new stories to flesh out the world and everything that's going on. For those of you that haven't played the original two Fallout games, those are absolutely still fun to play. They're made in a way that definitely holds up with fantastic and deep RPG elements. It's a world that feels both real and absurd at the same time, has so many cool moments, and especially if you're someone that enjoyed the later games in the series, it's well worth going back and giving Fallout 1 and 2 a shot. The great thing about the Fallout games is that there are so many different places to get them, either for very cheap or close to nothing. You could play them through Game Pass, for example. So that should give you both something to play right now and something to look forward to. For more videos about RPGs of all kinds, make sure to subscribe to my channel. There'll definitely be plenty more RPG suggestions coming in the future. Thanks for watching.